Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Syde versus Spiral. This game taking place here on Last Refuge. Let's go ahead and have some fun in this game. On the top right hand side of the map, we are looking at Syde spawning as, well, the red undead. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom left, we have Spiral spawning as the yellow orc. Orc versus undead in this 1v1 matchup. What will go down? What are we expecting to see? It looks like Spiral will be setting up that barracks, which more normally means that we should be going into a Blade Master opening. At least here on Last Refuge, I don't believe there is a good chance for any sort of lightning shield tactics with the Shadow Hunter. Meanwhile, opposite side of the map, Syde opening up with what appears to be ghouls. No graveyard as of yet, and we'll just keep track of all of these timings as Syde does train up that important 6th acolyte in order to do a bit of scouting. Now, oh, wow. Now, what's the role of this acolyte? I sometimes get these questions like, why do undead players train up the 6th acolyte? What is going on? Well, the acolyte is out here to attack some critters. They know that by attacking this pig here, it will leave behind a skeleton, and it takes a little bit of time for that skeleton to actually come into play. However, Syde actually opening up with a Dreadlord opening, not going to be your typical Death Knight. There is a Tomb of Relics, and is Syde the one that often sells his Scroll of Town Portal as well? And then I also believe sometimes he unsummons his Altar of Darkness in order to get a little bit of gold for a fast expansion. That may be the case here. Meanwhile, Spiral is going to be coming out across the map. There is that Blade Master already. Blade Master going to be coming out to do a little bit of chasing. For all of you guys wondering, yes, this is WarCraft 3 Reforged. One of the things that I like about WarCraft 3 Reforged, even when using the old graphics, they actually updated this overlay a little bit, and it seems to be a much higher definition. The health bars look a little bit better, at least in my opinion, as the Acolyte is just trying to keep track of that Blade Master. Is it going to try to get a shot off onto the Blade Master there? No, purposely waited until the Blade Master was a good enough distance away from that Acolyte before doing anything here. Alright, let's take a look. Scroll of Town Portal has been sold. Altar of Darkness was unsummoned, and this is all so that he can set up this expansion slightly faster. Blade Master going to be coming across in on the other side. Does he expect that it is going to be a fast expansion attempt? I do believe so, and in comes this Blade Master now. Oh, this could be a big deal. There is the Dust of Appearance. There is that Acolyte. There is a sleep. Down goes that unit. Dust of Appearance, and that Blade Master is just going to get revealed. Blade Master going after that Ziggurat. Ziggurat down to 154 hit points. It is dropping very quickly. Grunts now trying to engage. Are we going to get an unsummon right there as the Blade Master is suffering a lot of damage? Blade Master, what? There is another Ziggurat coming into play, and is it going to get unsummoned again? Yes, it will. Perhaps 2 Ziggurats need to be summoned at the same time. As you're going to take a look, the Blade Master is just trying to get in damage here. Meanwhile, all of this fight is happening on Blight, and well, now in comes a Scroll of Speed. Let's take a look. All right, Ziggurat now coming back into play, is summoning multiple buildings. Blade Master going to try to come back in, get some damage right there. Are we going to get a sleep? Nope, there's the cancellation as the Grunt does end up getting surrounded. Haunted Goldmine down to 50 hit points. Back, there's a sleep on that Blade Master. Blade Master still has plenty of mana to go. Haunted Goldmine will end up getting canceled down. There's a Dust of Appearance again. Grunt could get... Oh, Grunt ends up getting... well, I thought the Grunt was free for a second. Grunt gets taken down. Dreadlord gets to level 2. And this Blade Master really can't stick around for very much longer. It doesn't have that much more mana for Windwalk. And with this, Syde will establish up his expansion. Alright, so Syde really doubled down on this expansion. He will most likely have to resummon that altar, or he will definitely have to resummon that Altar of Darkness if he wants to get a second hero. But then again, solo Dreadlord does have its upsides in being able to summon that Infernal. Now, the Ziggurat is already in play. Blade Master, well, what is going to happen here? Blade Master knows that he cannot stick around for very long. Syde just going to stay close to this one Haunted Goldmine, knowing that if the Blade Master tries to attack, it will end up just getting slept. More time will come across for the Ziggurat, the Nerubian Tower to finish upgrading, and with that Nerubian Tower done and the slow completed, well, that Blade Master really doesn't have an opportunity to take down the Haunted Gold Mine. Once the Haunted Gold Mine is nearly at half-life and the Nerubian Tower is done, the Blade Master should already move on to, well, bigger and better things. Better use of time, so to speak. We are teching the fortress already. We are getting up a Shadow Hunter. I don't see the War Mill as of yet. And we definitely need to see a War Mill. But then again, I guess Spiral is not concerned about Crypt Fiends trying to attack as of yet. There is no graveyard. And normally Undead at tier 2 is able to put a lot of pressure on these Orc Burrows. Well, because of that early fast expansion, no real sign of tier 2 anyway, as the Dreadlord picks up Runed Bracers, a very powerful item to keep his durability up. Back on the other side of the map, a Blade Master sitting at level 1 gets to level 2. Shadow Hunter is here as well. Blade Master of Spiral may want to get to level 3 first. Getting to level 3 with that Windwalk, go ahead and head away. And once it is away, it is going to be able to perhaps try and harass that Dreadlord. We still need to see a tech to tier 2. We still need to see a Slaughterhouse. There is only one Nerubian Tower getting upgraded here as we, well, see a quick ensnare there. Spiral wandering around, Blade Master wearing circlets of nobility like, well, it is a fashion statement. However, you know, when you leave the house, take off one item. As we're looking at the Blade Master, going to go ahead and enjoy a fight here against the Ogre Magi. Foreshore High Priest quickly, excuse me, quickly Hex there, reducing the amount of damage, and Healing Wards dropped as an item. Beautiful item pickup, allowing the Blade Master to heal up very easily, and we are actually going into Witch Doctors. Alright, Witch Doctors, I don't know if it's just because of the games I've been casting lately. They seem to have been making a resurgence so far. Witch Doctors, Sentry Wards into Stasis Traps, into Healing Wards. Stasis Traps, if you are caught unaware and have good AoE, all of a sudden the Stasis Trap can just line up a lot of damage, especially with some sort of well, Rain of Fire, Flame Strike, Blizzard effect, but that's what much more common or in multiplayer games. Dreadlord is out on the field, still doing a good job clearing up those camps. The crypt is nearly done. Oh, graveyard is here. Are we going into mass ghouls or gargoyles? Both of those strategies very viable for Syde. I occasionally get to watch Syde's stream as we're looking at the Shadow Hunter, well, taking out that last that last illusion. Blade Master going to be coming across here, ready to go. Well, Skeletal Minions trying to head back. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 2. Blade Master sitting at level 2 here. And the Blade Master still, unfortunately, not yet at level 3. Now, Spyro took the opportunity to set up an expansion of his own. A perfect answer, as you can take a look at, the perfect answer for against his opponent. When Undead tries to set up an expansion, you can normally set up an expansion of your own, but Syde really quadrupling down on this mass ghoul strategy with Ghoul Frenzy, and it may just turn into this crazy surrounding battle. One Mud Golem for slow Forest Troll Berserker. There is not a Slaughterhouse as of yet. There's that Altar of Darkness. Perhaps it was forgotten for a little bit of time, but this army is going to be rather large as it dives on in here. All right, we're looking at 39 over 50 supply compared to 62 over 70. Spiral, perhaps he just wasn't expecting the sheer amount of units out here on the field. There is one ghoul, but that was quickly going to get taken out. That Forest Troll Berserker, perfect range unit in order to cause so much problems. We are looking at a lot of damage getting added in here. This expansion going to get taken out, and now perhaps a War Mill for spiked barricades could be a viable answer. Blade Master getting slowed up again. Forest Troll Berserker trying to back off. Let's take a look. Still, every side still fighting. There's a big stomp as the Dreadlord with Rings of Protection, but got rid of that important Rune Bracer, since there isn't that much magic damage coming in from the Orc side. There goes the expansion. Alright, Scroll of Speed trying to pick off some of those units. Ghouls are doing quite a bit of chasing. We are now transitioning into Headhunters as well. Vampiric Aura, is it the level 2 variety? Yes, it is. And those units are just going to be dealing and healing so much damage as well. Getting in that damage and heal over time. Wow, are we going to see a Ghoul get taken, or Grunt get taken down? No. Getting saved by that healing ward, but it still could end up getting taken down. Lightning Shield, Stomp, Spiral, gonna perhaps finish off so many ghouls with this 1-2 nasty strategy, as the ghouls, so many of them getting low on hit points. Remember, Spiral was down by about 30 supply at the start of this battle, but somehow he's been able to reestablish himself even though he lost his expansion. Dreadlord now trying to head back. Peons may try and rebuild. Let's take a look at this. 50 supply over 70 compared to 50 over 70. He has regained or equalized the overall economic or the army sizes, but Spiral is definitely behind economically as he does not have his expansion up. What is Syde's follow-up play going to be? You can see main gold mine has about 10 minutes left, 11 minutes left over here at the natural expansion for the undead. Tauren Chieftain, if it gets a level 3, a sudden power spike for the whole entire orc army, especially when going up against ghouls. As you can see, well, how effective Stomp and Lightning Shield is against those ghouls there. I don't believe Syde will want to try and continue with this same strategy at all. As you can see him take a look, well, sitting at no upkeep, perhaps trying to get a good amount of gold ready to go again, as we're now going into dual Temple of the Damned. Temple of the Damned most likely going to be for Banshees, as Banshees are incredibly effective at well, slowing down that Blade Master. Skeletal Minions, Blade Master also having an Orb of Lightning. That Blade Master, well, really racking up the items here. Tauren Chieftain needs to get healed back up. He does have a Belt of Giant Strength, making a level 2 Tauren Chieftain much more durable. On top, even though he's only at level 2, he has 1,000 hit points. Add in a Ring of Protection or 2, and all of a sudden, that Tauren Chieftain can take damage what seems like for days against an army of ghouls. Coming back against the other side here, Dreadlord sitting at level 5. Death Knight has joined in on the fight. Perhaps the delay in the Death Knight was the problem, not having Death Coil to try and heal things, as we also see Syde picking up some Goblin Sappers. Temple of the Damned about getting ready to be done. Slaughterhouse also getting added in here. This is a strange group of buildings coming in from Syde, definitely playing, well, not orthodox strategies. But then again, watching Syde streams, I know that he often plays on NetEase and has higher lag, so he doesn't have the ability to choose strategies that require lower pings. Well, using the Dreadlord with Sleep Force rounds, a much easier thing to do with 300 ping, as opposed to, say, last-minute Death Coils and things of that nature, which require high micro. If you just don't have it. All right, let's take a look. Goblin Zeppelin wandering around. Skeletal Minions wandering back down across here. There is one Sentry Ward in position, and as soon as this Sacrificial Pit is this one Shade is done, this Sentry Ward will get scouted out.
A player's forces are under attack.
All right, Death Knight now in play, about to get Unholy Aura. That faster movement speed gonna definitely help out. Also a little bit of regeneration. Slaughterhouse is going Meat Wagons. All right, I take it back. This is gonna turn into a Necromancer Meat Wagon strategy. I thought it was gonna be for Banshees. Necro Wagon, well, generally doesn't work very well against Tauren Chieftain as Shaman. If you have a large number of units that are going to be in the front line, the Tauren Chieftain and the Blade Master primarily, Tome of Knowledge being left behind, Wand of Mana Stealing being left behind, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Syde loses his own Zeppelin that has been scouting out. As we're looking at Goblin Sappers, perhaps trying to make a bit of a play. And now moving around here. All right, there is one Sentry Ward. Is it going to get spotted out? The Shade is right there. Oh, the Sapper. Is it going to end up revealing it? There goes that Sentry. Well, well, gonna leave that behind. There is, well, come running down the hills, Unholy Aura. Sapper trying to make its way through. It's not gonna really get there, and oh, gets taken down by Spiral. Burrow doing a great job once more, and Spiral and this one Sentry Ward doing enough of a job there. Alright, Hex could cause some problems. There's a sleep on the Shadow Hunter. There's a Purge. There is a Cyclone, followed by another Purge. Scroll of Town Portal quickly being used. Dreadlord goes to the high ground, fights back a little bit, but will teleport away. Alright, Mass Ghouls coming in 1-1 on those Ghouls. Ghouls now moving back again. More Sentry Wards are back and around in different locations. Meanwhile, Dreadlord sitting at level 5. Scroll of Healing. Meat Wagons joining in. There is plenty of corpses to go. Necromancer is there. But Syde really seems to well, have a large number of units, but I don't know how this is all going to work. There's that Stomp right now. Gargoyle is going to come across. There's Lightning Shield. There is Carrion Swarm. There's a Stomp, Lightning Shield coming across multiple units, Necromancers in the back, and this army is, well, going wide, literally, with so many units. Are we going to get a surround onto a Tauren Chieftain? Surrounding a Tauren Chieftain with Lightning Shield and Stomp can and will be hazardous to your health. You can see that right there as a Cyclone now goes ahead and picks it up. Death Knight continuing to engage there. There goes another unit. Blade Master has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Obsidian Statue, one of them is out onto the field. Tauren Chieftain is getting crippled. As you can take a look, Tauren Chieftain down to 97 hit points. It does have a Scroll of Healing, does use it in time, but it still gets taken down. Death Knight almost at level 3 now. Battle still raging through. Carrions or Dreadlord now finally out of mana. Damage trying to engage here as we're looking at the Berserkers trying to push back. Alright, massive number of skeletal minions and mages making their way through, taking down a lot of units. Death Knight will need to get a big Death Coil off. No, Blade Master gets taken down. Alright, Syde will be forced to retreat here. Death Knight with Lightning Shield, level 5, Potion of Invulnerability going after some of those units as the Dreadlord, down to 120 hit points, gets to escape from a Blade Master who's sleeping on the job. Alright, Headhunters now trying to head back here. Skeletal Minions, you cannot just simply ignore them. They still do deal damage, 12 to 14, but it's not going to really do much here. You can see all of these Skeletal Mages and Minions going to just probably just drop down here in just a second. There they go. After the fight, 55 supply compared to 54. Overall even in terms of supply, but supply only tells part of the story. The overall tech and hero advantage has to belong to Spiral. Are we going to see a quick cancel? Yes, we are. As, well, the main bases only have 5 minutes of mining and 4 minutes of mining left. Alright. Spirit Walkers with Adept training, they are going to be more than able to disenchant all of that nasty, nasty skeletal mages. And Syde, I don't think he's going to be able to win this match, even though it is an extremely entertaining game. Seeing old school strategies. Syde really having, not choosing one particular strategy, going very wide and very, I guess, like, not precision in terms of his strategy, but precision not necessarily needed, as he's trying to just whack over the entire this entire base with like I guess a hammer. That is the idea behind it. This Necromancer meat wagon strategy, just trying to push forward. All right, there it goes. There goes that Sentry Ward. There are ghouls in the front line. Only 1-0 upgrades. And Necromancer is 10 to 11 damage per attack. Blade Master may be making their way over here. And this is going to be absolutely key. Are we also going to be getting Destroyers? That is going to be absolutely important. Also, Necromancer, or the Meat Wagons, are going to be dropping Disease Cloud. Disease Cloud, an effective strategy if the game goes long here for Syde, as, well, the units will not be able to heal nearly as well out of combat. Alright, let's take a look at the Skeletal Minions and Mages trying to flank in from the other direction. This is a very wide army. It seems like a giant Zerg rush, but all of these units can get taken down pretty quickly. Destroyer is right here, going to go ahead and devour some magic there as the Blade Master, well, tries to dive on through. There is a couple of disenchants already coming across. Destroyer is going to try and engage. There's the Stomp. What is happening? Necromancer trying to fight back here. Mass Berserkers holding the line as the one Meat Wagon in the back is spreading Disease Cloud. Stomp coming down. No Lightning Shield on the Tauren Chieftain, but enough damage could still be done as we're still fighting their way through as another Carrion Swarm goes through. Dreadlord has, Infernal with a Potion of Mana. This could be right. This could be key. There it goes, landing stunning so many units, and Syde does have a chance at winning with this now that he has the Infernal. All right, coming back the other side, going through the other way, Carrion Swarm blows on through, and somehow this massive Necro Wagon army is working against Lightning Shield and Stomp, and Spiral gives the GG. All right, hats off. Hats off to Syde here. I totally counted him out of that battle. He had like a 30 supply lead, lost it all. His opponent ended up getting hero level advantage. But Syde, with the foresight, knowing that if he got his Dreadlord to level 6, at some point he even pulled his Death Knight out to the very back, perhaps to give more experience to the Dreadlord, also because the Death Knight was low on hit points, which may have actually been a blessing in disguise, giving enough experience to the to get the Dreadlord, using the Potion of Mana, summoning that Infernal, the Infernal stunning so many units, adding in AoE damage, similar to Lightning Shield when you're standing next to the Infernal, and things just went from what seemed like a very bad situation to great. Not quite sure how it was done. I would love to study that replay more and more, but Syde taking that fight right there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.